Gottfried, and I'm here with my co-host Frank Santopadre for Gilbert and Frank's amazing, colossal obsessions.
You're frightening me. And we're here at Nutmeg with Verderosa.
And we're here at Nutmeg with our engineer, Frank Verderosa.
And the beleaguered Paul Rayburn.
Yes.
Our researcher. And we're here with Dick DeBartolo.
If that's what he calls himself.
That's what he's calling himself.
I changed it recently.
For part 2 of our game show episode. Now, we talked about Dick's experiences before on Match Game and To Tell the Truth and Tattletales and all kinds of stuff. And I got some game show research here. I got deep into this.
Yes.
And I thought, I wonder if I could fuck with these guys' heads and see what they remember. So I'm going to see how many of these shows you guys remember. This is our friends at MeTV helping us out with an article called Obscure Forgotten Game Shows of the 70s.
Okay.
Which I figure is our era.
Yeah.
Right?
MeTV thought I was too dirty.
They did.
Yes.
Yes, but they listened to the show because they did an article about our Dawn Wells episode.
Ah.
So that's why I said our friends at MeTV.
Oh, okay.
Is Dawn Wells
rather
good?
than those scumbags at MeTV. Hey, didn't you
great.
have questions?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Quotes.
We talked about Gilbert on Pyramid.
In a previous episode, that's right, $25,000 Pyramid, which Gilbert remembered he had been on.
Correct.
And
with Donny Osmond, not Dick
the
Clark.
internet, one who looks can find top Gilbert Gottfried quotes from $25,000 Pyramid.
That's sad.
So I have one. I always wish the hotels were like they are in movies and TV shows, where if you're in Paris, right outside your window is the Eiffel Tower. In Egypt, the pyramids are right there. In the movies, every hotel has a monument right outside your window. My hotel rooms overlook the garbage dumpster in the back alley.
That's good.
It's a philosophy of life.
Yes,
it was more a statement about movies and TV than an actual joke.
Yeah.
But it's...
Paul,
I
once
like
again,
That's one of his top 10 quotes.
when you shouldn't have. See, now that observation could be used. We could do another obsession show
called Trenchant Insights.
Yeah, or like ones that they've talked about this a lot. Stuff that is only in movies and television.
Right, we'll do one of those.
Yeah, like girls waking up with their
throw
blanket over their breasts.
No matter how long they've been out of the apartment for the day, when two people walk in, there's always ice on the bar.
Yes.
That's interesting.
No one ever goes to the refrigerator.
Think of that.
Well, before they also park right in front of the building.
Yes, that's another. Yes,
and especially in a hospital, there's always a parking space.
They pull right up and they get out and they leave their car there.
That's a good idea for a future episode. Why will we research that?
And then I like how girls will, when they're taking a bath, first of all, it'll always be a bubble bath. And then they'll reach for the towel and wrap the towel around them while they're still in the bath.
Water.
They won't stand up.
Well, that's a cousin of women getting up from the bed with the sheet and the blanket wrapped around them twice.
Like it fit Cleopatra
Exactly.
perfectly. It's.
All right, so we've got the game show expert Dick DeBartolo here with us.
Oh, before you talk to him.
Yeah.
Yes. Talk to him.
Another one.
I'd rather not.
Another one is, if someone's just wrapped in nothing but a towel, they can get into a fight, they could dance, they can do cartwheels. The towel will not slip off.
Even though you're begging it to.
Yes. It's like the towel is like staple to them.
See, Dick, one of the things that's been established on this show is Gilbert likes what we call incidental nudity.
It's called Gilbert nudity.
Gilbert nudity.
Oh, okay, right.
He doesn't like nudity in the context of a sex scene. He likes casual nudity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want a naked girl doing her taxes.
Yes.
Putting in a light bulb.
Nudity.
Oh, yeah, changing a light bulb.
Nudity in the act of doing, in the process of doing everyday tasks.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's good.
Tacking down a carpet.
Perfect.
That kind of
thing.
thing.
Up on a ladder.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent. Now you're talking.
Changing the floaty thing in the toilet tank.
Oh, yeah.
Black round. So you can see how many times I've changed it. Who remembers The Wizard of Odds?
There you go, Gilbert.
With Albert
Oh my
with-
God! Wait.
Now, did I redeem myself with this one?
What'd you find?
Paul found a naked girl climbing up a ladder.
God.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Wow.
My
And he
best,
just took
best
that a
piece
few
of
minutes
research
ago.
ever.
Yes, your only
Wow.
piece of.
Now apologize to him.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what you guys can do with these. Alex Trebek hosted a show called The Wizard of Odds. Remember anything about it?
That's
I do not
From
remember.
1973 to 1974. Now, Gilbert, it's a special interest to you because it was produced by Alan Thicke,
oh my
who
God.
also sang the theme song. Of course he did.
Oh, God.
And composed it.
God,
Alan
if I
knows the
could-
money's in the theme song.
I'll have to listen to that theme song and come back and sing
Paul,
it.
maybe you can find us the theme song from The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz. Yes.
Yeah, with-
Wizard of Oz.
hosted by Alex Trebek. I think it was Alex Trebek's first. Yeah, I think it was his. This describes his foray into the American game show hosting.
Now,
biz.
there was a game show that was somebody even brought it up on this show that I remember I used to watch and I loved, but I don't think it lasted that long, and that was the movie game.
Oh, with Sonny Fox,
Yeah.
former guest, and Army
Yes.
Archard.
And I liked that one.
You remember the movie
I remember
game?
one time
I
they had Milton
don't.
Berle as
I
one of the
don't.
contestants,
I
and
think
he was great.
Didn't we talk to Sonny? I think Sonny was
Yes,
the host
I think it was
of
Sonny
the movie
Fox.
game.
That was
Yeah.
a great episode.
Yeah,
Sonny
and
Fox.
a film
Wow,
critic.
so
Sonny's
much
still
better than
around.
Dick
Sonny's
Bartolo.
around.
That's great.
Sonny's
he
91.
He was
Super.
yeah. This Dick
He doesn't do the kid
Bartolo.
show anymore. though, right?
DeBartolo.
Yeah, he's a waste of time. But Sonny Fox was a good guest.
You're being roasted, Dick.
And,
Yeah, right.
and Danny Aiello was a great Dick DeBartolo.
Who remembers the
Not
show
fa- oh.
called Stumpers, hosted by Alan Ludden? Anything?
Oh.
No.
These were short-lived, October to December
Oh,
of
my
1976.
Oh, and then there was that game show that lasted one episode that Jackie Gleason came back.
you're in
and
the picture.
Yeah, you're in the picture.
Yeah.
It ran one episode. I think people would stick their head through a picture.
You remember
and
this?
have to
No.
guess.
Yeah, you know, it was
What
like those
it was.
Coney Island boardwalk
Yes,
things. So this
yes.
person would stick their head,
Oh, and then you have to guess what they
and-
were as.
and Gleason hosted it one time, and then came back the second week and apologized.
Yeah. He came on and said,
right.
I'm embarrassed about it. This was the worst
Yeah, it's a
show.
great
you
television.
know what?
It
Anywhere
never
on
should have
there,
gone
is there
on.
a thing that Don Rickles hosted?
Don Rickles hosted a game show. Yeah,
Yes.
I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the name of it.
It was a Goodson show. It was very short-lived.
Yeah.
Because I remember.
Can you imagine
At the
Rickles
Yeah.
hosting a game show? We'll have to, Paul, see if you can dig that out.
Okay.
Who remembers the Fun Factory, hosted
the,
by Bobby Van?
Wizard of Odds is tough. That's a tough one. Maybe we can
Okay.
get that for a future episode. So what am I looking up now? Rickles?
Rickles hosted a game show. Yeah. No one remembers the Fun Factory?
No.
With Bobby Van?
No.
You remember Bobby Van?
Oh,
The
yes,
song
yes.
and Dance Man. He was
The
married
dance
to
guy who
Elaine
did that
Joyce.
bouncing thing?
Yes, I was just going to say that.
Right.
He was like hopping
Yep.
through the
Yes,
entire.
like for
and
7
I
minutes.
heard it was either the producer or the director. They were pissed off at him, and they invented that dance as punishment, where he just
Really?
had to keep hopping up and down, which probably became really painful after a
Wow.
while.
Did you say
I had heard that this podcast was painful and it was created to punish Frank.
And it does every week, my friend. It accomplishes that every week. Okay, here's a Goodson Todman one called The Better Sex, which was hosted by Bill Anderson and Sarah Purcell.
Oh, my gosh.
6 men and 6 women competed against each other.
I
In
do not
19
remember that. Although those two were on a Goodson Todman summer show called That's My Line. It was to compete with real people,
Oh, okay.
where people came on. And,
Yeah, I remember Real
Yeah,
People.
okay.
How about Shoot for the Stars, Gilbert, in 1977, hosted by Jeff Edwards, who was better known for hosting a show called Jackpot.
Yes.
Wow.
And this was the last NBC game show to originate from New York City.
What does it say? What year?
1977. It aired from January to September of 1977.
Holy cow! I
That
didn't
was the
realize
last
they
one.
left that.
How about
early.
Blankety Blanks, hosted by Bill Cullen?
Blankety Blank was Goodson Todman, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Created by Bob Stewart, who was a Goodson Todman
Todman person
protege.
back then. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, here's one of my favorites. The Magnificent Marble Machine.
Oh, my God.
Does anybody remember this but me? It was a giant pinball game.
And the people...
Hosted by Art James, who was a
Yeah, did the
very
people actually get in the machine?
No, it was two celebrities. I have a picture here of Artie Johnson and Earl Holliman
Wow.
playing the
the
Magnificent
dynamic
Marble
duo.
Machine against what looks like Leslie Uggams and Adrienne Barbeau.
What looks like? Oh, that's very
I
funny.
can't tell
If
because it's a
that's
very
not
small
the
picture.
perfect game show cast.
That's just like
Yeah.
scripted.
And Art
Yeah.
James
Art James, who hosted.
died very early,
Yes.
right?
Didn't he host PDQ? Or
He
was that
did.
Dennis James?
No, I think that was Art James. He used
Yeah.
to live on 79th and Broadway, the Ansonia, I think it was, or the Bears.
Art James did a lot of game shows.
Yes.
Yeah, they described this as something like a psychedelic album or a Sid and Marty Krofft production. It featured a massive pinball machine as its centerpiece that was 20 feet high and 12 feet long, created by Heater and Quigley.
Oh, Quigley
Yeah.
Heater Production.
Yeah. So, and here's some that we have talked about on this show. Now, I know you know this one, Gilbert.
Yes.
This is called Don Adams Screen Test.
Yo, yes, yes.
You remember this?
I remember
And
it.
this was Don Adams when he was at the height of two forces there. One was midlife crisis, and the other was that horrible 70s fashions.
Yeah, well, there he is in a ridiculous
Oh,
leisure
my
suit
gosh. Oh,
And
my God.
with a ruffled
Now
shirt.
he's clean shaven there, though.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
for a while he grew like a handlebar mustache, I think, and he would dress in those terrible 70s fashion, had the processed hair. And, yeah, I definitely remember that.
Yep, it was an American game show hosted by Don Adams. The announcer was Dick Tufeld of Lost in Space fame. He was
Oh,
the voice
wow.
of the robot.
Wow.
Lost in Space, he was the announcer. And it was an hour-long pilot, May 16, 1975. It ran short-lived, September 75 to September 76.
Well,
So there's also I think I'm looking at the same thing you are, Frank. Says it's owned by Universal Television,
yeah.
but has not been seen since its original airing.
I found a clip on YouTube.
Is that right?
That has Rona Barrett and the director George Marshall, who was an old-time film director. So what contestants would basically do screen tests.
Yes.
And the prize was you got to go to Hollywood and do an actual screen test.
Yes.
Now, do you remember Richard Dawson's Masquerade Party
Yes.
in the
Before
70s?
See, but
that,
you know the fun.
It was somebody else first, wasn't
Yes,
it?
it was started in the
Mike
50s.
Stokes, right?
I think it started in the 50s on the Dumont Network, hosted by Bud Collyer.
Oh, my God.
But just getting back to that screen test
Yeah.
one, what's so funny about that, they get you, if you win, you get a screen test.
That was the prize.
That's like, I think you're an intelligent guy. I'm going to get you a job interview. I'm going to show you where they sell lottery tickets.
That's funny. Masquerade Party started in 52. It ran through the 50s. Bud Collyer, Peter Donald, Eddie Bracken hosted
Oh,
it
wow.
at one point. The immortal Robert Q. Lewis
Oh, Robert, yes.
in
He
58,
did some good
Oh,
who
stuff.
yes.
Cavett told us about. Burt Parks hosted it from 58 to
Oh, my
60.
God.
And then they brought it back in the 70s with Richard Dawson as the host. Now, you'll love this, Gilbert. Comedian Alan Sherman was the producer.
Oh, wow.
How about that? And celebrities would dress in prosthetic
Yes, I remember
makeup,
that show, yes.
and there was a theme to who they were, and you had to guess. They would act
yeah.
out scenes, and then the people would guess. It was like
And then they would get a screen test.
Yeah. Now, Alan Sherman, I heard that Alan Sherman, before he became famous, he was like a fat nebbish. And then when he started getting fame and money,
He became a thin Catholic.
it just everything he was before and everything he wanted to be, it drove him crazy.
they said he was a difficult guy to work with.
Yeah.
Alan Sherman, and he died young.
Yeah.
Died from during open heart surgery.
Yeah, and I think he just got carried away with his own success.
You'll never have to worry about that.
Yeah.
That's for sure. What do you got on Richard Dawson's masquerade party, Paul? Anything?
No, I didn't.
Sounds
I'm
horrible.
trying to see what happened to Alan Sherman, though.
Yeah.
I'm working on that at the moment.
How
Let me
about
see
the
what
Who, What, or Where game? Does that ring any bells? Also hosted by Art James.
God, he hosted a lot of losers.
And then 3 on a Match, hosted by Bill Cullen.
That wasn't Goodson, was it?
Bob Stewart.
Bob Stewart. Oh, okay.
Yeah. The announcer was, but these were shows that originated in New York.
Yeah,
they did these
because
shows in New York.
Bob
Sale of the
Stu- yeah.
Century.
Stewart was
with
in New
Joe
York.
Garagiola
Yeah.
was done here
Oh,
in New York.
Joe
and-
Garagiola did To Tell the Truth for a while.
Right. So tell us, did you ever work for Jack Barry and
I worked for Barry.
and Enright?
Yes.
And Enright?
Yes.
The famous blackballed producers
Yes.
involved
It was my
with
first job. It was my after-school job, working as a messenger. And then I met Bob Noah there, and Bob Noah went over to Goodson, and he said, Goodson has this idea for a game show, match game.
Oh, and then it
And he
became
said,
Match
yeah.
Game.
And he said, they're looking for someone to write questions. You want to give it a shot? And I said, yeah.
Yeah. Because Sonny told us that he knew Enright. Because remember
Yeah.
Sonny was
yeah.
was on the fringes of the quiz show
yes.
scandal.
Yes.
Yeah. And Barry and Enright they were brought down by that. They didn't work for years.
No, absolutely. And also, there was a third name for a while. It used to be Barry Enright Friendly.
Was it?
Ta-da!
Okay, another challenge for the Green Hornet.
Can
Paul.
I give you Alan Sherman a little bit about?
Go.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's a sad story. He was affected by the Kennedy assassination when Vaughn Meter stopped doing any impressions, and his comedy was perceived to be similar kind of comedy. And so he couldn't get work. He was divorced. His wife got custody of the kids.
How bizarre.
He lived in the, what is this? You guys probably know this. The sort of a home for motion picture and television country house and hospital near Calabasas, California.
Yeah, Calabasas. Yeah.
In 1971, he did the
That's where I'm
voice of
going.
the Cat in the Hat
Sure.
for the television special. Did one more Dr. Seuss thing and died at either 47 or 40.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
he died very young.
That's a tragic.
He was
It
a
really
big
is.
star in the early
That's
60s.
a
He
Hollywood
was a
tragedy.
rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had those his parodies.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were super. He had a
Yeah.
lot of albums.
Yeah. Well, thanks for bringing the show down, Paul.
Yeah. And,
It's funny. It's funny, isn't it?
Weird Al was definitely influenced.
We
by
had
those.
Weird Al on the show,
Yeah.
and he was a big Alan Sherman fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those
He's a
were
big Mad fan, too.
Yeah, I know he edited an issue of Mad.
Yeah.
Those Alan Sherman albums, if you go back, and my son, the folk singer, is quite good.
Oh, very
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
I remember,
And he
aside
was-
from,
Go ahead.
Hello Mother, Hello Father, that was a #1 hit on the radio. He had that one, Harvey and Sheila. Harvey and Sheila, Harvey.
Right.
And then was something like, she worked for NBC, he worked for A&P.
Oh, that's very
There was a
funny.
parody of Matilda, the Harry Belafonte song called My Zelda. She took the money and ran with the tailor.
That's very funny.
Yeah, and the Ballad of Harry Lewis.
Oh,
Glory, glory, Harry Lewis. And Pop Hates the Beatles.
Well, you got a great memory.
Oh, I loved Alan Sherman. Have those albums.
we should do an episode looking back at those tunes.
Yeah,
Get
well, we'll
Frank
do
to
a
call
comedy
some of
album
those up.
episode.
Yeah,
we'll do
that's
one
a
where
good
we
idea.
talk about Vaughn Meter, too,
Yeah,
and Alan Sherman.
funny.
In fact, their careers were happening right around the same time. Sherman was a
Right.
big deal in the early 60s.
yeah.
There's my son, the folk singer, is filled with JFK references.
Oh, yeah.
Jackie Kennedy, jump down, spin around, pick a dress of cotton.
Oh, that's very funny. That's very
Funny man. But I don't want to disparage the man, but I understand he had a difficult life.
Yeah.
Wow.
47. That's too early to go.
Yeah.
Well, now I want to kill myself.
Well,
I'm
you knew
just
none
doing
of
my,
these game
I'm just
shows.
doing my job here. You know?
I still haven't figured out what you want.
But I noticed he wrote down the name of that retirement home out in
That's hilarious.
He passed you a note and said, "Get me info. Get me room rates on that."
We had the sad demise of Gloria Swanson and Alan Sherman in this
Right.
episode.
Right.
All right, Gil.
Okay.
Why don't you just say our guest has been
Our guest has been,
Dick DeBartolo?
Yeah, he got it.
and this has been Gilbert Gottfried. This has been Gilbert and Frank's amazing, colossal.
Like you're an iron lung. That's supposed to be sexy. Thank you, Dick.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Frankie. I'm not thanking you.